Hey cat lovers, and welcome back to the Purring Journal, your go-to spot for all things feline, from fun facts to practical pet advice. In a recent video, we looked at the most dog-friendly cat breeds, but today we're flipping the script. That's right, we're talking about the cat breeds that don't tend to vibe with dogs. Now before we dive in, here's a quick disclaimer. Just like people, every cat is an individual. While breed tendencies can give us some insights, there are always exceptions. That said, some cats from these breeds may do just fine with respectful dogs, especially if they're raised together from a young age. In fact, with slow introductions, proper boundaries, and the right dog personality, every cat on this list can adapt to life with a canine companion. But in general, these breeds are more likely to be sensitive, territorial, or easily stressed by dog behavior. If you enjoy learning about cat behavior, tips, facts, and more, subscribe to the channel so you never miss an upload. Alright, now let's reveal 10 cat breeds that aren't as likely to do well with dogs. And remember, this list is in no particular order. Number 10, the Siamese. Elegant, talkative, and full of opinions, the Siamese cat is one of the most recognizable and vocal breeds out there. But while their chatty charm can win over humans, they're not usually thrilled about sharing space with dogs. Siamese cats form deep bonds with their humans and often expect to be the center of attention. That intense loyalty can make them jealous or territorial if a dog enters the picture. And because they're highly intelligent and sensitive, they often find a dog's unpredictable behavior overwhelming or just plain annoying. Some Siamese cats will try to dominate the dog, asserting their place as the household leader, while others might retreat to high perches or isolated spaces to avoid confrontation altogether. Their need for control, paired with the tendency to stress easily, makes sudden movements, loud barking, or overly playful pups a recipe for feline frustration. While early socialization can sometimes help bridge the gap, many Siamese cats simply prefer a calm, predictable environment where they can reign supreme without canine interference. Fun fact, Siamese cats were once considered sacred in ancient Siam, now Thailand, and were often kept in temples. Number 9, the Russian Blue. The Russian Blue is a quiet, refined cat known for its shimmering blue-gray coat and striking green eyes. These cats tend to be shy around strangers and don't like loud noises or chaotic environments, which can make living with a dog particularly stressful. Russian Blues are creatures of routine. They like things calm and predictable, and a bouncy, barky pup is often the opposite of that. While they can be incredibly loving with their favorite humans, they're not likely to warm up to a dog, even a well-behaved one, without a lot of time and space. Rather than confront a dog directly, Russian Blues will usually choose avoidance. They're known for disappearing into quiet corners or hiding under furniture until the coast is clear. Elevated cat trees or shelves become safe havens where they can observe from a distance without getting involved. If forced to share space too soon, they may develop anxiety or even stop eating. While some individuals might slowly adjust to a calm, respectful dog over time, this breed generally prefers a peaceful, dog-free home where they can thrive in serene solitude. Fun fact, the fur of a Russian Blue is so plush and dense that you can literally draw patterns in it with your fingers, like velvet memory foam. Number 8, the Scottish Fold. The adorable cats with their signature folded ears and round faces have a gentle, sometimes shy personality. But what makes Scottish Folds bad roommates for dogs is their preference for peace and quiet. They thrive in calm, stable environments where they feel secure, and the unpredictable energy of a dog can quickly throw them off balance. Even well-meaning canine's curiosity, like a sniff or a playful nudge, can be too much for these sensitive kitties. Scottish Folds tend to be sensitive to noise and fast movements, two things dogs are basically made of. They're slow to adapt to new surroundings and may become anxious or withdrawn in homes with high energy levels or frequent disruptions. You might notice them hiding more often, avoiding shared spaces, or becoming less affectionate. If your dog is mellow and respects personal space, coexistence is possible, and some Scottish Folds do quite well with gentle canine companions. Still, because of their sensitivity, they're usually better suited to quiet homes where they can feel safe, in control, and undisturbed. Fun fact, all Scottish Folds have a genetic mutation affecting cartilage development, which gives them their unique and controversial ear shape. Number 7, the Bengal. You might think a Bengal, with its wild leopard-like appearance and athletic energy, could hold its own with a dog. And it can, but that doesn't mean it wants to. Bengals are highly intelligent and have strong personalities. They crave mental stimulation and physical activity, and they do like to do things on their own terms. While they may not be intimidated by a dog, they often find canine behavior intrusive or irritating, especially if the dog is overly excitable or attention-seeking. Bengals are high-energy, dominant cats who like to be in charge. They're incredibly smart, often mischievous, and easily bored. While paired with a dog, especially one that's also active or assertive, the Bengal may see them as competition or even a threat to their territory. Instead of forming a bond, Bengals may lash out, growl, or engage in power struggle, especially around food, toys, or attention from their humans. Some Bengals can actually enjoy the company of dogs, especially if both animals have high energy levels and mutual respect, but without early socialization or proper outlets for stimulation, the relationship can quickly become competitive or tense. Fun fact, Bengals are one of the few cat breeds that actually enjoy water. Don't be surprised if one tries to jump into your tub or your dog's water bowl. Number 6, the Chartreuse. This rare French breed is known for being calm, quiet, and a little mysterious. Chartreuse cats are affectionate but independent, and they value their space and solitude. They're not the type to follow you from room to room or demand constant attention. Instead, they prefer to observe quietly and interact on their own terms. Their laid-back personality makes them ideal companions in peaceful households, but that same trait can spell trouble when a dog enters the mix. They often prefer observing from afar rather than jumping into the chaos, which makes them poor matches for homes with energetic dogs. While they may tolerate a dog's presence, especially if introduced slowly and respectfully, they won't appreciate any sudden movements, barking, or boundary-pushing behavior. If you're looking for a serene, undisturbed companion, the Chartreuse is a dream. But if there's a dog around, particularly a loud or playful one, this dignified cat may opt to hide out or stay perched high above the fray. Fun fact, the Chartreuse is one of the oldest natural cat breeds in Europe, with roots that may trace back to the Carthusian monks. Number 5, the Turkish Angora. Elegant, energetic, and a little dramatic, the Turkish Angora has a big personality packed into a silky white coat. These cats like things their way and can be quite demanding for your attention. They're confident, assertive, and often act like they own the house, including the humans in it. Their intelligence and strong will mean they're quick to assert boundaries, and they expect those boundaries to be respected by both people and pets alike. They're often described as alpha cats who like to run the show. When a dog shows up, they may view it as an unwanted rival for dominance and affection. Even if the dog means well, the Turkish Angora might see their mere presence as a challenge. These cats are also very active, but their bursts of energy are usually directed towards climbing, exploring, or orchestrating their surroundings, not roughhousing with a bouncy pup. Some Turkish Angoras can learn to coexist or even form playful bonds with calm, low-key dogs introduced properly, but in many cases they still prefer to rule the roost without interruption. Otherwise, the Turkish Angora will make it crystal clear who's boss, or choose to rule from a high perch far away from canine chaos. Fun fact, Turkish Angoras are considered a national treasure in Turkey and are often found in Turkish folklore and art. Number 4, the Oriental Shorthair. Closely related to the Siamese, the Oriental Shorthair is sleek, vocal, and emotionally intense. These cats are highly intelligent and form deep, exclusive bonds with their humans. But while they're affectionate and playful with people, they're much less forgiving when it comes to sharing space with dogs. In fact, many Oriental Shorthairs are known to be jealous, territorial, or downright intolerant of canine company, especially if that dog dares to demand attention from their favorite person. This breed thrives on routine, predictability, and being the center of attention. The unpredictable nature of a dog, barking, running around, interrupting cuddle time, can feel like an unacceptable disruption. Oriental Shorthairs are also sensitive to stress and may react strongly to what they see as chaos. That can mean retreating to a high perch, becoming clingy and anxious, or even displaying aggressive behaviors to reestablish boundaries. While early socialization might help in some cases, these cats usually prefer to rule the home without a noisy pup stealing the spotlight. Fun fact, Oriental Shorthairs come in over 300 different colors and patterns, giving them one of the most diverse appearances in the feline world. Number 3, the Korat. The silver blue Thai breed is rare, sensitive, and extremely devoted to its family. Korats form deep emotional bonds with their humans and often choose one favorite person to shower with affection. While they're gentle and affectionate with people they trust, they tend to be cautious and aloof with others, especially other animals. These cats crave predictability and peace, which means they don't do well with the sudden changes or noisy, chaotic environments. Korats are easily stressed by loud sounds, fast movements, and unfamiliar scents, all of which dogs tend to bring in spades. A hyper or vocal dog can cause a Korat to retreat into hiding or even develop anxiety-related behaviors like over-grooming or refusing to eat. Even well-mannered dogs may be seen as rivals for human attention, leading to jealousy or territorial behavior. Korats thrive in quiet, stable homes where they can enjoy undivided attention and a peaceful routine. Adding a dog to the mix often upends the balance they need to feel secure and content. Fun fact, in Thailand, the Korat is considered a symbol of good luck and is often given as a wedding gift. Number 2, the Singapura. Tiny in size but big on personality, the Singapura is one of the smallest domestic cat breeds, and one of the feistiest. Weighing in at just 4 to 8 pounds, these petite dynamos are known for being intelligent, inquisitive, and always on the move. They love to climb, explore, and oversee their domain from the highest perch possible. But despite their adventurous spirit, Singapuras are also sensitive creatures who like having full control of their environment. That sense of control can be shattered when a dog, especially a boisterous or much larger one, enters the scene. Singapuras often find dogs overwhelming and unpredictable, which can trigger anxiety or defensive behavior. They're not aggressive by nature, but they are highly reactive to anything that makes them feel unsafe. Loud barks, sudden movements, or unwanted sniffing are likely to send them fleeing for cover. While early socialization with dogs might help them coexist, most Singapuras are much happier as the undisputed rulers of a quiet cat-focused home. They want to run the show, and preferably without a drooling sidekick cramping their style. Fun fact, despite their tiny stature, Singapuras are incredibly agile and have powerful muscles packed into their little frames. Number 1. The Persian. Surprised to see Persians on this list after they made our dog-friendly list? That's because Persians are one of the most temperate-dependent breeds when it comes to living with dogs. Some can peacefully coexist with a calm, low-energy pup, while others will flat-out refuse to share their space. These cats are famously laid back, preferring cozy naps in quiet corners over any kind of excitement. So when a dog bursts into their serene world with wagging tails and noisy greetings, it can feel like a full-blown invasion. Persians aren't typically confrontational, but they will absolutely withdraw if they feel stressed or overwhelmed. They value routine, predictability, and a certain level of personal space, all of which can be hard to maintain in a dog-friendly household. If the dog respects their boundaries and doesn't interrupt their beauty sleep, a Persian might slowly warm up to their canine housemate. But more often than not, they'll keep their distance and stick to high shelves, under the bed hideouts, or wherever the dog isn't. Fun fact, Persian cats were once considered a symbol of luxury and royalty. Queen Victoria of England even owned 2. So there you have it, 10 cat breeds that usually don't get along with dogs. But remember, it's not about breed alone. A cat's early experiences, socialization, and environment play huge roles in how they respond to dogs. Have you had a cat who just couldn't deal with dogs, or maybe one who defied the odds and became best buds with a canine companion? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this list, we invite you to check out one of these PAWSOME videos next. We'll see you there, cat lovers.